You know, the truth is that big dreams demand big sacrifices. It's not just a saying, it's the law of life. It's the price you pay, the rent that's due every single day on the journey to something greater. You want a future that stands out? A vision that is bold? Something that sets you apart? Well, listen carefully. Discipline is what makes it possible. Discipline isn't a flashy word, and it doesn't get all the applause. But let me tell you something. It's the foundation that keeps your dreams standing tall, even when everything else seems to be falling apart. It's that little whisper in the back of your mind when everyone else is sleeping, when everyone else is making excuses, and you say, no, not me. I'm getting up. I'm putting in the work. It's that quiet determination that leads to extraordinary outcomes. Dreams that are big demand actions that are bigger, sacrifices that take you out of your comfort zone and put you into the field of true growth. Now, let's talk about sacrifice. There's no escaping it. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Sacrifice is when you say no to those things that are easy, those things that are fun but add nothing to your life. Sacrifice is when you say, I am putting aside temporary pleasure because I know what I want long term. You see, the thing about success is that it demands that we give up comfort. Success is not found in the land of comfort. It's found in the fields of commitment, where you put in the hard, relentless, grinding work that others aren't willing to do. Think about a sculptor with a rough block of stone. At first, it seems like just a heavy, unremarkable rock. But with every chisel, with every patient and deliberate stroke, that stone transforms, slowly revealing the beautiful sculpture hidden inside. Just like that sculptor, you must patiently, consistently, and with discipline shape your future. That seed doesn't become a tree overnight. It doesn't grow into something majestic by wishing or waiting. It becomes something special through consistent nurturing, through sacrifice, through enduring those dark days under the soil where it can't even see the light. We are no different. The journey is what builds us. The discipline, the sacrifices, the tough times, they are what shape us into who we become. Discipline yourself, because no one else will. No one is going to come knocking on your door to tell you to get up and pursue your goals. No one is going to remind you to sacrifice the short term for the long term. That's your job. You must take full responsibility for your own life. You must decide that it's on you and no one else. Discipline means you're in control. It's choosing to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's taking charge of your actions, taking charge of your day, and eventually but let me elaborate on this, because understanding the weight of discipline can transform the way you approach your journey. Discipline is what separates those who simply wish for something from those who actually make it happen. It means being the person who wakes up before the rest of the world, who keeps going when the thrill of starting something new has faded away. Discipline is the essence of consistency, and without consistency, even the greatest talents and ambitions go to waste. Imagine waking up every morning with a sense of purpose. Every action you take is a step towards your dream. It's not about motivation anymore, because motivation comes and goes. It's about having a commitment so strong that even when you don't feel motivated, you act anyway. That's what discipline looks like. It's about knowing that the process is not always glamorous or exciting, but that the results are worth it. It's about embracing the mundane tasks, the ones that seem unimportant, but are in fact the building blocks of greatness. Think about the people who have inspired you. The successful entrepreneurs, the incredible athletes, the artists who seem to effortlessly create masterpieces. What do they all have in common? They chose discipline over convenience. They faced countless days of doubt and fatigue, but kept pushing forward. They understood that it's not the major achievements that determine success, but the tiny, deliberate steps taken every single day. Consider an athlete training for a marathon. Day after day, they lace up their shoes, often when the weather is terrible or when they would rather stay in bed. It's not glamorous and it's not always fun, but they know that the price they pay today is what buys them the success they crave tomorrow. The discipline to run those miles, even when every part of their body aches. even when there's no immediate reward. That's what makes the difference. And it's not just athletes. Take, for example, someone starting a business. The early mornings, the late nights, the hours spent learning, experimenting, and failing. Nobody is applauding them during those early days. There's no cheering crowd, but they keep going. They discipline themselves to keep learning, to keep improving, to put in the work that no one else sees. And that's why, eventually, we do see them. We see their success, their results, and we call them unlucky. But the truth is, it was discipline all along. Discipline means choosing the long-term gain over short-term gratification. It means being able to say on to distractions and staying focused on what truly matters. It's about making sacrifices that may seem difficult now, but that will lead to a better future. When you discipline yourself to save money, rather than spend on unnecessary things, you are not depriving yourself. You're securing freedom down the road. When you discipline yourself to stick to a health routine, you're investing in a future filled with vitality and energy. Think of discipline as the greatest form of self-love. It's telling yourself that you care enough about your future to do the hard things now. It's being your own advocate, your own guide, and sometimes your own drill sergeant. It's having the courage to hold yourself accountable, even when no one else will. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. And each act of discipline is like laying down another plank on that bridge. Remember, the world owes you nothing. If you want something, you have to be willing to work for it. And discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning long after the initial excitement is waned. It's the thing that keeps you up late studying, that gets you to the gym on days when you'd rather stay home, that helps you save when spending would be easier. Discipline is 1,000 small decisions made correctly every single day. This journey is entirely yours. No one can walk it for you. No one can do the push-ups for you. No one can put in the work for you. No one can make the sacrifices you need to make. You must decide that your dreams are worth every bit of discomfort, every moment of sacrifice. And when you make that decision, when you commit to discipline, you become unstoppable. You become a force to be reckoned with. Because a disciplined person, a person who is truly in control of their choices, is someone who cannot be defeated by excuses or setbacks. So today, make the choice. Take full responsibility for your life. Understand that everything depends on your willingness to discipline yourself. Take charge of your actions of your day and ultimately of your destiny. Every moment of discipline brings you closer to the person you want to become and the life you want to live. Your future self is counting on you. Start building that bridge now, one plank at a time, one disciplined action at a time. What do you want? Be honest. Big dreams require big honesty. What do you want? You want financial freedom, great relationships, physical health? Whatever it is, discipline will get you there. You need to be willing to give up whatever is in the way of that dream. The late nights spent in idleness, the excuses you keep making, the company that pulls you down. Every dream comes with a cost, and the bigger the dream, the bigger the price tag. But let me tell you, it's worth it. You pay the price not just for the achievement, but for who you become in the process. You become a stronger, wiser, more capable person. Think about this. Everyone wants to be successful, but very few want to pay the price. Everyone wants the result, but they shy away from the process. They want the body, but won't go to the gym. They want the business, but won't wake up early to work on it. They want the reward without the discipline. They want the harvest without sowing the seed. But my friends, life doesn't work that way. Success is built on the foundation of sacrifice, one brick of discipline at a time. And discipline, by the way, is not something you're born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be built, developed, and mastered. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. The more you choose to be disciplined in the little things, waking up on time, sticking to your plans, doing the work even when it's hard, the more you find yourself prepared to be disciplined in the big things. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about training yourself to make the right moment right now. The secret to getting ahead is getting started, and the secret to getting started is choosing to act now Today, you want big dreams? Be prepared for big obstacles. There will be times when the road seems long, when it feels like nothing is happening, when you want to give up. These are the moments that separate those who truly want it from those who only talk about it. In these moments, it's discipline that will carry you through. It's the sacrifice of staying committed to your plan, to your vision, even when you don't see the immediate results. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going well. It's easy to be excited when you're seeing progress every day. But what about those days when progress is slow, when the results aren't there yet? That's where discipline and sacrifice come in. That's where character is forged. Think about the great achievers in life. They all have one thing in common. They paid the price. They sacrificed. They disciplined themselves. They showed up every day. Think about the athletes who win gold medals. They weren't born champions. They got up every morning when others were still in bed. They practiced for hours. They sacrificed social time. They said no to distractions. They chose their dreams over comfort. They chose the bigger picture over the smaller, immediate pleasures. And now they reap the rewards of that discipline. Now here's the thing. You don't need to be an athlete to practice this kind of discipline. It applies to every area of your life. Whatever your dream is, the formula remains the same. The formula for success is always simple. Discipline to stand-see. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every single day, regardless of the circumstances. Sacrifice is giving up what is easy for what is necessary. Saying no to distractions, putting in the time, and prioritizing your dreams over momentary comforts. Consistency is the glue that binds it all together. Taking small, meaningful actions each day that, over time, compound into extraordinary achievements. And it's not just about achieving a goal. It's about living a life that's full, that's rich, that's meaningful. It's about feeling alive, knowing that you gave it your all, that you didn't leave anything on the table, that you didn't let your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses hold you back. And let's talk about consistency for a moment. Consistency is what bridges the gap between goals and accomplishments. Consistency is what turns discipline into habit. You see, anyone can be disciplined for a day or two. Anyone can make sacrifices for a week. But success is for those who are willing to keep going, keep working, keep sacrificing, day in and day out. Consistency is where the magic happens. It's doing the small things, the right things, over and over until they compound into extraordinary results. And there's something important about discipline. It's not a punishment. It's not about denying yourself joy or comfort. It's about understanding what truly matters to you, about keeping your eyes on that prize and knowing that the sacrifice you make today is an investment in a greater tomorrow. It's not about what you're losing. It's about what you're gaining. When you discipline yourself to save money instead of spending on things that don't matter, it's not a punishment. It's a choice to create financial freedom. When you discipline yourself to exercise instead of sitting idly, it's not deprivation. It's a choice to build health and vitality. It's about choosing the future you truly desire over the momentary comforts. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes, my friends. I remember a friend who kept postponing his fitness journey, always saying he would start next week. Weeks turned into months, and then into years. By the time he finally decided to commit, his health had deteriorated, and the journey was twice as hard as it would have been if he had just started when he first planned to. The cost of procrastination is far greater than the discomfort of starting today. You need to start now. The sooner you get into the habit of discipline, the sooner you start paying the price, the closer you get to living the dream. The problem with I'll start tomorrow is that it's just another way of avoiding sacrifice. It's another way of staying in the comfort zone, of avoiding what's hard, what's uncomfortable. But let me tell you, the comfort zone is where dreams go. There is no growth in comfort. Growth is in discomfort. It's in the sacrifice, in the struggle, in the commitment. And yes, there will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you're tired, when the motivation isn't there. That's where discipline comes in. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Discipline is stronger than motivation. because motivation can fade, but discipline becomes a part of who you are. Discipline is when you've made a promise to yourself and you keep that promise no matter what. You see, self-discipline is really self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you're showing respect for your own dreams, for your own potential. Big dreams need big sacrifices. There's no other way around it. It's about deciding what matters most to you and then putting everything you have into that. It's about making a pact with yourself that you're willing to pay the price, that you're willing to do whatever it takes. It's waking up early, staying up late, working when no one else is watching, doing what's right instead of what's easy. It's about playing the long game. It's about saying, I am willing to do what others won't so I can have what others can't. Remember, you are capable of so much more than you think. The only thing standing between you and your dream is your willingness to sacrifice and your dedication to discipline. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Every moment you spend working, sacrificing, building your discipline, you're adding bricks to the foundation of your future. The stronger that foundation, the higher you can build, and you are the architect of your life. You have the power to decide what kind of life you will live, what kind of legacy you will leave behind. Don't let your dreams slip away because you weren't willing to pay the price. It's time to make the hard choices, to take control, to take responsibility. It's time to discipline yourself when everyone else is going out, when everyone else is taking the easy road. Remember, you have big dreams, and big dreams need big sacrifices. You have to be willing to walk the road less traveled. You have to be willing to do the things that others won't, to push through the obstacles, to work when others are resting. But here's the good news. Every sacrifice you make is bringing you closer to that dream. Every moment of discipline is a step in the direction of your goals. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every day that you make the choice to discipline yourself, every day that you choose to sacrifice comfort for growth, you're making progress. And that progress adds up. Little by little, day by day, you start to see the changes. You start to feel the transformation. You become stronger. You become more resilient. You become the person you need to be to live the life you dream of. The road won't be without its bumps, without its setbacks, but every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow. Every time you fall, you get up stronger. Every obstacle you face is a chance to practice discipline, to show yourself that nothing will stand in the way of your dream. Big dreams need big sacrifices, and they need you to be disciplined, committed, and consistent. No shortcuts, no easy way out. Just you showing up every day, ready to put in the work, ready to make the sacrifices. Because you know what? In the end, it's all worth it. The life you want, the dreams you have, they're worth every moment of sacrifice, every ounce of discipline. They're worth every tear, every setback, every struggle. And when you finally achieve them, when you finally reach that mountaintop, you'll look back on the journey and realize that every step, every sacrifice, every moment of discipline made you who you are, made you ready for that dream. And when you look back, you'll see that the person you became along the way, the disciplined, resilient, focused person, that was the real victory. That's the real reward. Not just the achievement, but the growth, the transformation. So my friends, dream big. But remember, big dreams need big sacrifices. Discipline yourself, pay the price, do the work, and trust me, it will all be worth it in the end. Your dreams are calling. It's time to answer. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to answer the call of your dreams? Because that call is persistent. It doesn't give up on you even when you give up on it. It's there quietly whispering. Sometimes it's a roar, other times a gentle tug at your heart, reminding you of what you truly want. You owe it to yourself to give it everything you've got. You owe it to your future to make the sacrifices necessary, to put in the work now so that later on you can reap the benefits of a life well lived, a life of fulfillment, a life where every challenge was met head on. Discipline is the choice you make over and over again. And every time you choose it, you are reshaping your future. Picture this. The times you drag yourself out of bed before sunrise when everything in you wants to hit that snooze button. Those mornings are bricks in your foundation. Every sacrifice, every choice to stay committed, every repetition, every single moment you push through despite the discomfort, you are adding strength to your foundation. You're building the kind of person who doesn't just dream, but acts, who doesn't just wish, but works. Success doesn't come because you're lucky. It doesn't come because you were in the right place at the right time. Think about someone like Michael Jordan. Many people called him lucky for his success, but they didn't see the countless hours he spent practicing, the times he pushed through failure, the discipline he had in perfecting his craft. His success was not about luck. It was about dedication and relentless effort. Success comes because you decided to put in the work, because you decided that no matter how uncomfortable it gets, no matter how much you must sacrifice, the vision is worth it. The end goal is worth it. And yes, every single moment of discipline carries a reward far greater than anything instant gratification could offer. Too often, we get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, thinking they've got it easier, that their path must be smoother. But the truth is, we don't see the sacrifices behind the scenes. We don't see the early mornings, the late nights, the choices they had to make to get where they are. And your journey will have sacrifices too. That's what makes it unique. That's what gives it meaning. You are carving your own path, and there is power in that. And here's the reality. Your dreams aren't going to wait forever. They are patient, yes, but there comes a point when hesitation turns into regret, when procrastination becomes lost opportunity. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let the fear of discomfort keep you from everything you want. You are far more capable than you give yourself credit for. Your ability to discipline yourself, to make sacrifices, to stay consistent is your greatest strength. Take ownership of that strength. Start now. If you have big dreams, know that they are achievable, but only if you're willing to be disciplined. Only if you're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to get there. The person you need to be to achieve those dreams is already inside of you. You just need to bring that person out. Discipline is the key that unlocks the potential. Sacrifice is the door that opens to your dreams. What if a year from now, you look back and saw that every day? You chose discipline. What if, instead of waiting, instead of holding back, you made each day a commitment to your future? Imagine where you'd be. Imagine what kind of person you'd become. Imagine the pride you'd feel knowing you gave it your all, that you answered the call, that you did not let your fears or your comfort zone dictate your future. And remember, this sacrifice and discipline aren't about being perfect. They are about progress. They are about showing up even when you don't feel like it. They are about resilience. The journey to your dreams isn't a straight line. It has twists and turns. It has setbacks, but each setback is a lesson. Each obstacle is a chance to grow, to become stronger. You are never defeated unless you choose to quit. And discipline will keep you moving even when things seem tough. When the tough days come, and they will, it's discipline that keeps you standing. When you face failure, it's discipline that helps you see the opportunity hidden within that failure. Every sacrifice you make today, every hard choice, every time you decide to choose long-term gains over short-term comfort, you are building a future that you can be proud of. You are writing a story that is worth telling. So get out there, dreaming big, but back those dreams with action. Fuel them with sacrifice. Fortify them with discipline, and you will become unstoppable. The journey is not easy, but that's what makes it worthwhile. When you've earned something, truly earned it through your sweat, your discipline, your sacrifice, there's no greater feeling in the world. And the best part is that the reward is not just the achievement, but the person you become in the process. The strong, resilient, disciplined, capable version of yourself. Big dreams need big sacrifices. Discipline yourself, pay the price, and put in the work. It's time to embrace the journey, to fall in love with the process, to value the struggles because those struggles are making you into something amazing. Trust me, it will all be worth it in the end. Your dreams are calling. Don't make them wait. Answer with your actions. Answer with your sacrifices. Answer with your discipline. The life you want is waiting for you, but only if you decide to go after it with everything you've got. No one else can do this for you. It's on you. So let's get started. Let's get to work. And let's show the world just what we're made of.